Picture this. You're standing in an arena, watching as a gladiator takes a mortal blow. Blood flows, the crowd roars, yet his face remains as calm as marble. No fear, no pain, just cold, unshakable composure. What if I told you this wasn't just ancient theater? What if this legendary emotional control could be yours? Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful Stoic techniques ever developed, the art of becoming emotionally invincible. We'll explore how ancient philosophers cracked the code of dispassion, and how you can use their secrets to become as cold as ice when life hits you hardest. By the end of this video, you'll have a toolkit that transforms emotional chaos into crystal clear thinking. But first, let me share a story that will change how you see emotions forever. The gladiator secret. Rome, 180 AD. Emperor Marcus Aurelius sits in his private study, watching gladiators train through his window. But he's not seeing entertainment. He's observing a psychological experiment. The best gladiators weren't just physically strong, they possessed something far more valuable: emotional detachment. While amateur fighters panicked at the sight of blood, champions remained surgically calm. Marcus realized something profound. These warriors had accidentally discovered what philosophers had been seeking for centuries: the ability to separate their inner state from external chaos. He called it the discipline of desire, the practice of wanting only what you can control and becoming indifferent to everything else. But here's where it gets fascinating. Modern neuroscience proves that Marcus was actually rewiring his brain's emotional circuits. The amygdala, your brain's alarm system, literally shrinks when you practice dispassion. Meanwhile, your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of rational thinking, grows stronger. You're not just becoming emotionally cold, you're evolving into a more advanced human. The 3 pillars of ice-cold control. Now let's break down the Stoic formula for emotional invincibility. Think of it as 3 pillars holding up an unshakable temple. Pillar 1, the dichotomy of control. Imagine your mind as a fortress. There are things happening inside your walls, your thoughts, decisions, and reactions. These you command completely. But outside your fortress, armies rage, storms brew, and chaos reigns. The Stoic secret? Build impenetrable walls between what's yours and what isn't. Pillar 2, negative visualization. Here's where it gets counterintuitive. Ancient Stoics would spend time each morning imagining losing everything they loved. Sounds dark? Actually, it's brilliant psychological conditioning. When you mentally rehearse loss, real loss loses its power to devastate you. Pillar 3, the view from above. Picture yourself floating high above Earth, looking down at your problems from cosmic perspective. That argument with your boss? A tiny blip on an insignificant planet spinning through infinite space. This isn't about minimizing your life, it's about maximizing your emotional freedom. Together, these pillars create something remarkable, a mind that remains steady regardless of external storms. But knowing the theory isn't enough. Let's put this into practice. The ICE Protocol, step-by-step training. Welcome to the ICE Protocol, your step-by-step guide to Stoic dispassion. Think of this as emotional military training. Step 1, the morning fortress check. Every morning, spend 5 minutes identifying what's inside your control today versus what's outside. Write them in 2 columns. Your attitude, effort, and responses go in column 1. Other people's actions, weather, and random events go in column 2. This simple exercise rewires your brain's default settings. Step 2, the emotional thermostat. When you feel your emotional temperature rising, use this phrase: "This feeling is an impression, not reality." Then ask yourself, is this reaction helping me achieve my goals? If not, consciously dial down the intensity, like adjusting a thermostat. This isn't suppression, it's intelligent emotional regulation. Step 3, the cosmic zoom out. Whenever problems feel overwhelming, imagine zooming out like a camera pulling back from Earth. See your issue from space, then from the edge of the solar system, then from outside the galaxy. Your problem hasn't disappeared, but your perspective has transformed completely. Step 4, the reverse gratitude practice. Instead of just appreciating what you have, spend time accepting what you might lose. This builds emotional resilience and prevents attachment from controlling you. Remember, you can love something deeply while holding it lightly. Advanced techniques, the philosopher's toolkit. Ready for the advanced level? These techniques separated Stoic masters from beginners. The obstacle transmutation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When problems arise, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" How can this make me stronger? Your brain will literally start seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth. The emotional time travel. When facing difficult emotions, project yourself 5 years into the future. Will this situation matter then? Usually not. This technique helps you respond from your future wise self rather than your present emotional self. The virtue filter. Before reacting to anything, ask yourself, will my response demonstrate courage, justice, temperance, or wisdom? If not, choose a different response. This transforms every challenge into an opportunity to practice virtue. The inner citadel. Visualization. Imagine a fortress within your mind that no external force can penetrate. When stress attacks, retreat to this mental sanctuary. It's always available, always peaceful, always under your complete control. These aren't just philosophical concepts. They're practical tools that ancient warriors used to stay calm in life or death situations. And they work just as well in modern boardrooms and relationships. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Even ancient Stoics made mistakes learning dispassion. Here are the traps to avoid. Mistake 1. Confusing dispassion with numbness. Stoic dispassion isn't about becoming an emotionless robot. It's about choosing your emotional responses rather than being controlled by them. You can still feel joy, love, and excitement. You're just not a slave to these feelings. Mistake 2. Using Stoicism to avoid responsibility. Some people misuse these techniques to justify an action. "It's outside my control" becomes an excuse for not trying. True Stoicism demands maximum effort in areas you can influence while accepting results you cannot control. Mistake 3. Expecting instant mastery. Emotional control is like building muscle. It develops gradually through consistent practice. Don't get discouraged if you still react emotionally sometimes. Even Marcus Aurelius struggled with this throughout his life. Mistake 4. Practicing only during calm moments. The real test comes during stress. Practice these techniques during minor irritations so they're available during major crises. Your emotional muscles need regular exercise, not just emergency workouts. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Each time you choose wisdom over impulse, you're becoming more like those legendary Stoic masters. The modern application, Stoicism in the digital age. Here's where ancient wisdom meets modern challenges. Today's world throws emotional curveballs that Marcus Aurelius never faced. Social media drama, endless news cycles, and digital overwhelm. But Stoic dispassion is perfectly designed for our time. When someone posts something offensive online, you can choose not to let their pixels control your peace. When breaking news triggers anxiety, you can remember that worry about distant events rarely serves any practical purpose. Consider this modern application. Before checking social media, set your emotional intention. I will observe information without letting it disturb my inner state. This simple practice prevents digital chaos from hijacking your mood. In relationships, dispassion doesn't mean caring less. It means loving more wisely. You can be deeply committed to someone while accepting that you cannot control their choices. This paradoxically makes relationships stronger, not weaker. At work, emotional control becomes your secret weapon. While others panic during crises, you remain steady and solution-focused. This isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about channeling them productively. The ancient Stoics would be amazed by our modern world, but they'd recognize the same fundamental challenge: learning to thrive regardless of external circumstances. The transformation promise your journey to emotional mastery. Let me paint a picture of your life 6 months from now. You wake up each morning with unshakable inner peace. Traffic jams don't ruin your day. Difficult people can't push your buttons. Unexpected challenges become interesting puzzles rather than emotional disasters. This isn't fantasy. It's the predictable result of practicing Stoic dispassion. Thousands of people throughout history have achieved this level of emotional mastery. The techniques we've covered today are their proven methods. But here's the crucial point. Knowledge without practice is worthless. These concepts must migrate from your head to your daily habits. Start with just one technique and practice it consistently for 2 weeks. Then add another. Remember the gladiator we met at the beginning? His calm face in mortal danger wasn't natural talent. It was trained skill. Your emotional challenges might not be life or death, but the same principles apply. Every time you choose wisdom over impulse, control over reaction, you're not just changing your day, you're rewiring your brain for permanent transformation. The person you become through this practice will barely recognize the person you are today. Today, we've explored one of humanity's most powerful psychological tools, the Stoic art of dispassion. We've seen how ancient philosophers developed techniques that modern neuroscience confirms actually work. From the gladiator's calm in mortal danger to Marcus Aurelius's fortress of the mind, we've traced the evolution of emotional mastery. You now have the same tools that helped humans thrive for over 2,000 years. The 3 pillars, control dichotomy, negative visualization, and cosmic perspective, form your foundation. The ICE protocol gives you daily practices. Advanced techniques elevate your mastery, and common mistakes help you avoid ancient pitfalls. But remember, this journey begins with a single step. Choose one technique from today's video and commit to practicing it this week. Your future self will thank you for starting today. If this resonated with you, there's much more to explore in Stoic philosophy. Consider subscribing for more ancient wisdom applied to modern challenges. And let me know in the comments, which technique will you try first? Until next time, remember the words of Epictetus: no one can hurt you without your permission. Your emotional freedom begins now.